Yes, guys, what's... Wait a minute, where am I? Yo, what the hell's going on here? Looks like my camera hasn't connected. Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. As you can see, I didn't even set up the camera before we went live this morning. How could I forget to do that? It's the most obvious thing that I have to do, and I totally forgot to do it. But we are here, we are live. This is AdamMcKola TV. This is United Daily Live. We are looking at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, and we are still reacting to all of the news that has come out of that, including a quote from him, which is pretty much a take it or leave it to Angel Gomez. He has said, we have offered him a deal. We hope he takes it. If not, all the best. He did say he feels like they're very close to agreeing, but he said all the best if he's not going to accept this deal. So it looks like, yeah, that Angel Gomez has a last chance to accept this deal, or he could be off from Manchester United. He's also been talking about Marcus Rashford. He's also been giving us the team news, and we've also got an update on Jadon Sancho as well. Of course, it feels like we get daily Sancho. We may as well change this to the Sancho Daily. We may as well change it to the Sancho Daily. So on his press conference today, after we had football back yesterday, how good was it to have football back? And the Premier League was back like it never left. It still takes some getting used to, and I'm not going to lie, as a neutral, I find it hard to enjoy the full 90 minutes of these games when, you know, it doesn't feel like there's any atmosphere. It's not real. It doesn't feel right, and I can't get into it. I'm hoping when it's United, the emotions of it being Manchester United, the emotions of me, you know, wanting United to win and all of that good stuff means I just totally focus in on the football and kind of forget what's going on around the game. But again, I'm quite skeptical about that. So fingers crossed, United's game feels a little bit better than those did yesterday. But how crazy was it with the goal decision system not working? The goal line technology, something that we thought was infallible, something that we thought was always going to work. We've never seen it fail before, and it failed miraculously. It failed so badly at Villa Park. They blamed it on cameras being blocked, 7 cameras being blocked by goalkeepers and defenders, which impeded the view of the cameras. Therefore, they couldn't see the ball. Therefore, they couldn't tell you whether it was over the line or not. But it was an awful mistake. And when VAR is there to make decisions, you've got to think, why wasn't anything done to prevent that when it was such a clear goal? But because the goal line system and the goal decision technology, you assume that that is perfect and that works all the time. It just didn't happen. Maybe the referee had his Casio on and not the right watch. I don't know. But it was an incredible decision. And if Aston Villa stay up by 1 point, or Sheffield United miss out on European football by 2 points, yeah, I reckon there's going to be some lawsuits coming off that, because there's no precedence for that being wrong. There's no precedent and being so badly wrong. And when there's VAR there to change decisions, and VAR don't come in on goal line decisions because it's a matter of fact that that watch is going to get it right, and then it gives the clubs even more room for saying, well, something needs to be done. Like, this is wrong. So incredible, incorrect decision at Aston Villa, at Villa Park, and it helped Aston Villa get a point, which, you know, they probably need in the grand scheme of things. It helps United as well, keep Sheffield United off our backs, which is something I didn't think I'd hear myself say. And Man City beating Arsenal did us a favour as well. We're 5 points clear of Arsenal, but that was their game in hand. And if they won that game in hand, it wouldn't have been comfortable if we didn't get a positive result in the Spurs game. But we managed to get a positive result in that City game with City beating Arsenal. As much as we don't want City to win, it is a result that helps us. How bad is David Luiz? I remember tweeting at the time, the only reason Arsenal fans think David Luiz is a great signing is because he's got the same hair as Matteo Guendouzi. He's fucking awful. They paid £24 million for him to be there for 1 season. What an absolute disaster class that was from David Luiz. And he was on the pitch for about 25 minutes. 25 minutes he was on the pitch for. We'll be live longer than David Luiz was on the pitch for at the Etihad yesterday. And he gave away 2 goals and got sent off. He's an absolute nightmare, but he was perfect for Arsenal. He was always perfect for Arsenal. But don't worry, guys, we are here to talk about Manchester United today. We are here to look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference and get all the quotes from that stuff, because he wasn't just talking about Angel Gomez. And of course, we'll look at the Jadon Sancho story as well. But let's get stuck into some of these quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in relation to Marcus Rashford, which was one of the things he discussed, as you'd expect, in his press conference. He said, I think it's an honour to have Marcus Rashford, and what he's done during this lockdown has been unbelievable. He can help so many kids. He's just shown he's taken from his own experience when he was a kid and knows how much it feels. As his manager as well, it's been fantastic to follow Marcus during the lockdown period. We got the Prime Minister to change his mind, but also what he's done over the last few months. Marcus is such a top human being. He's always been a great human being, coming up through the academy. The club recognised that early on, gave him chances, the talent, but you need to be a human being to come all the way. I'd like to think we're all human beings, but I know what you mean, Ollie. And he went on to say he changed the lives of so many kids this summer, which is more important than any game he'll play. So hopefully he can keep both sides going as well as he's doing now. And can we just say, shout out Marcus Rashford. What an absolute don Marcus Rashford is. And I'm sure he's not going to rest on his laurels. He's not going to rest on his laurels. He's going to sit back. He's going to play his football now, but he's also going to be conscious of what is going on around him socially, and in terms of, you know, child poverty, which is something that is clearly something close to his heart. And it's great to see him not only just making a statement, tweeting a tweet, making a video, doing a hashtag, giving money to charity, but actually researching something, finding out a policy, researching how he could affect change into that policy, and then actually being able to impact change. And I'm not going to say he was the only one, because sure, there's people on the grassroots that have been doing this for a while. And you look at the charities like Fair Share, the ones that he's supporting, and other charities, food banks and things like that. They've all been trying to get, you know, this through. Marcus Rashford was just a bigger name, and he used his platform for good. And you've got to say he's an absolute hero, an absolute gentleman, and a phenomenal footballer as well. And long may that continue at Old Trafford. Ross says it was actually 8 million. I think that was the fee, but when you take into consideration his wages for the year, the agent's fee, so I think the fee was 8 million, the agent fee was 6 million, and it was 10 million wages. They do that when it's Manchester United, so we've got to do that when it's David Luiz and Arsenal. 24 million for 1 year of David Luiz. It's as simple as that. What did I make of him coming out to speak after? I found it weird, to be honest, because it looks like he wasn't asked by the club. It didn't look like the club said, oh, do you want to go speak to the press? And then he did it. Because the way Sky Sports were sat there and they were like, David Luiz is walking up the touchline. And they didn't kind of expect him to be there, it felt like. If I'm wrong about that, I apologise. But it felt like it was something that wasn't planned. And it felt like a last-ditch attempt from David Luiz to save his career at Arsenal. He said something which was really interesting, and he said, I maybe shouldn't have played, I made the wrong decision. And you can understand what he's saying, because he's played now and he's had a bad one. He's had a real bad one. Is anybody really going to want to sign him? Arsenal ain't going to want to sign him probably. So you're looking around and you're thinking he's probably done more harm to his cause than he has done good. But there you go. Incredible scenes anyway. It was always good to watch. Looking forward to the 6-3 win to United tomorrow, says Regatali. And if you haven't seen it, then go and check out the preview, the Spurs preview we did. We also had a Spurs versus Man United themed Master Debaters as well. So there's me, Jay and Joe on the Master Debaters, which is about Paul Pogba and whether he should start. And then it's me, Jay, Joe and Dean on the preview as well. So make sure you're checking those out right now. If Arteta wants Luiz to stay, please make that happen. Right, let's get back to the task at hand and what we've come here for, yeah, which is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his quotes. Now, he's also been speaking about Angel Gomez. Now, the quote that I've put in the title is "Take It or Leave It, Angel," and that is a pretty ruthless title, isn't it? Some of you would say. But when you read what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said, he's pretty much saying that. Like, I read between the lines, and I read, take it or leave it, Angel Gomez. Read this, listen to this. We've offered him a deal. Hopefully he'll take that. And if not, I wish him all the best. What would you say if you had to save characters on a tweet or on Word or whatever? You have to save characters. What would you translate that into? We've offered him a deal. Hopefully he'll take that. And if not, I wish him all the best. Wish him all the best. That's something that is a kind of. Like, I just think that's a take it or leave it. From what I understand, though, he went on to say, it's not too far away. If not, we'll wish him all the best. He said it again. He said it again. He's kind of making a play now and pushing the instance, it feels like, and using the press to do that. He was obviously going to be asked a question. And now he's saying take it or leave it. And we do need to get a decision from him. What are you doing? Do you want to be here or not? Has he agreed that deal or not? Fingers crossed he has done, and we'll hear news in relation to that very soon. But take it or leave it from a Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to Angel. D Miz Mob says take it or buy. Paul B says bye Angel. I hope he doesn't leave, but you know. Ali says, do you think the leaked video of Angel Gomez with the priest had any effect on Ali? Look, I can see why people found it funny, and I can see why people took the piss a little bit. But ultimately, I'm not going to criticise anyone's beliefs. I don't believe a priest or someone that's acting as a priest could heal me with their hands. But I'm not going to shit on someone's religion or their religious beliefs. And like he said, that's what his mom and all those kind of people asked him. Look, that's not. I'm not gonna go there. Axel is injured again, says Vishal. Hopefully it's not a re-injury and he's still just getting back fit from the last injury. But it doesn't look good for Angel. He keeps getting injuries, doesn't he? Ollie has always been private about deals and contracts. I think he's fed up with Angel, says Davio. Alan says Gomez is not signing. On the way to Tesco before the missus kills me. Gomez best sign, same as Pogba, says 94J. Really hope you remember to get everything. Yeah, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare for you tonight when you get in. And don't forget to stash up for the game tomorrow. Remember, you need your necessities for that match, mate. And not just 94J. Really, everyone. Today we were allowed to go out and make our shop because it's necessary. I was about to say that like Cedric the Entertainer, but I didn't. Take it or go to Chelsea and be on loan to Vitesse Arnhem and waste your career, says Ross. He shouldn't have to defend his faith, of course not. He shouldn't. As long as he's not doing anything illegal, he shouldn't have to defend anything that he's doing. Anand Shankar says, Angel was a kid, you had done the same if your parents asked you when he was a kid. It was 3 years ago as well. And some might say his injury troubles are behind him. So maybe it works. I want him to stay, says Mighty Bolt. And I've got to agree with Mighty Bolt as well. I want Angel Gomez to stay. I do think that's a take it or leave it. And I am growing a little bit tired of how it's dragging on a little bit. Now that could be because of the coronavirus thing. And you know, we've had to not really announce deals, or we can't really announce deals, or we don't feel it's right to announce deals. But ultimately, we should get a deal signed. And is anybody else really going to sign him? Are they going to give him the playing time that he wants? Can he get that at Manchester United? Well, we're looking apparently at Kai Havertz and Jack Grealish and all that. So surely if you're Angel Gomez, you say, wow, why are you signing them? Play me and I'll stay. And he's probably right to think that. Is your video schedule changing at all now that the Premier League football is back, says Al. Good question, Al. Thank you for joining us again, mate. So tomorrow, the game's at 8. So I don't know what to do with United Daily. But basically, tomorrow what we're going to have is, I'm going to be on Hot Mic and YouTube for the game, watch along. Then I'm going to record a reaction, which is going to go out. And then I'm going to try and arrange some sort of live reaction show with loads of different contributors jumping in and coming on live. So we can have 2 live shows in the evening. That's making me think, if I do United Daily Live earlier in the day, because the way YouTube works is, like, if I do 2 lives in a day, you're not getting notifications to both of them. So the views on the second one's going to be because of the first one. So it's just about what I do with that United Daily Live. But there's enough time in between the 2 that it probably makes sense to do that. So United Daily Live, probably. And then in the evening, you're going to have the live watch along. You're going to have, of course, the my reaction, and then you're going to have fan cams, hopefully. The Athletic again said today that Grealish is our #1 target in that position. They seemed convinced. I hope Grealish is one of our #1 targets. There's been talk about us targeting a winger, an attacking midfielder, all these kind of different positions. And let me find that piece again from yesterday. Greg Evans, though, who is from the Athletic, I believe is Villa reporter, said Jack Grealish is expected to leave Aston Villa at the end of the season in search of a brighter and bigger future at the top end of the Premier League. Manchester United are leading the chase to sign him. That's what the Villa rep for the Athletic said about Jackie Grealish, who I'd love him to sign for Manchester United. I really, really would. If Jack Grealish signed for us, that'd be fantastic. But I kind of get the feeling he might not. The MEN said yesterday, Manchester United remain committed to recruiting a winger, a playmaker, and a midfielder for next season. So, interesting. Could that be Sancho, Grealish, and I think he needs to be a defensive midfielder. If it is, all this talk about Donny van der Beek, like that's the wrong. I think he's a very good player. That's the wrong style of defender to what we need. But we do need a midfielder. We do need a midfielder. That is for sure. So, yeah, let us know what you're thinking about all of that good stuff. United apparently leading the chase for Jack Grealish, and he will leave at the end of the season. What happened to James Maddison? Says Chris, doesn't seem to be any real links between Manchester United and James Maddison. It looked like we have, we did possibly scout him, look at him, but we've targeted Jack Grealish, who's probably a deal that we can feel is more possible to make happen. Abhishek, I'm not too sure, mate. Maddison's too much money. I think, yeah, Leicester would demand a lot more money than Aston Villa would for Jack Grealish. I am looking forward to the reaction show tomorrow for sure, says Dan. Yes, can't wait to do that. Can we just get on with transfers instead of faffing all the time, says Red Italian. What we got to remember is that a lot of this faffing and a lot of these rumours and things aren't because of Manchester United. United probably aren't in a position where we're going to make a deal happen at the moment. We're going to wait until the end of the season. And as a result, there's just going to be loads of talk in between now and then. Now, there was an update on Jadon Sancho today, which come from Fabrizio Romano. Now, Fabrizio Romano is obviously reliable. And he's obviously, today, we've seen the confirmation of Timo Werner to Chelsea. And Jadon Sancho said, Fabrizio Romano has said, Jadon Sancho would accept Manchester United if an offer is made. A bid is yet to be made, therefore talks between the clubs have not begun. The real problem is Borussia Dortmund's asking price. So no bid has actually been made by Manchester United yet. And it may just be a case that we're waiting it out until we actually commit ourselves with a bid. See who else is maybe negotiating. See if we can get him any cheaper. All of those kinds of things. I see that the talk about Jack Grealish and Maddison started again in the comments. And just to add my 10 cents, I think Jack Grealish is better than Maddison as well. Abhishek, I am, yes, but there's some news coming very, very soon, so keep your eyes and ears peeled on that one. Timo Werner deal wrapped up by Chelsea this soon, but why can't we wrap up a deal for Sancho, for God's sake? Timo Werner has a release clause. It makes it a lot easier for someone to sign him. If Jadon Sancho had a release clause that was the same as Timo Werner's, then I'm sure he would have already signed for another club, probably last summer and not this summer. The fact that he doesn't have a release clause which is at that kind of 50 million range means it's going to be a lot more difficult to make the signing happen and to get the bidding in there. If Villa go down, Grealish will be very attainable, says Arian. And I even think if they stay up as well. How much would you pay for Sancho? I'd go to like 100 mil. I don't see any problem with that. I know it'd be our record deal, but I think 89 million for Pogba about 4 years ago isn't, 11 million now is probably about the same. But yeah, I'd go to 100 mil though for him. I think he's a very good player, very, very good player. And I definitely want to see him at Manchester United. Let me get some more quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference. He also spoke about players that were injured, and he said we have two players, probably Phil Jones and Axel Tuanzebe, who will miss this game and the start. Apart from that, the rest of the squad is fit and available. So not sure what Axel Twanzabe's injury actually is, but hopefully he's back very soon. As for Phil Jones, we know, it's unfortunate, but we know what the situation is with Phil Jones and how he's always pretty much going to be out. If selected, Marcus Rashford and Paul Pogba have been out for a long period, but they're available. So let's see how long they're going to play for. They're available. They're available. I think he has to keep his cards close to his chest and not give anything away in terms of his starting lineup. But Rashford and Pogba being available is great news for Manchester United. Two of our best players, in my opinion. I'd say top three best players. Martial, Bruno, top four. So yeah, man. Can't wait. Guys, get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing as well. We are 10 members away from hitting that 100 member target. Now, we've got about 12 days left of the month. So we need less than one a day, or we need one a day to make sure we get over that. So get hitting that join button if you can right about now. And if you're a YouTube Premium member, so if you pay for YouTube Premium and all that extra stuff that you also get a free membership as well. You could redeem that free membership on AdamMcKola TV because it fits in within the free membership that they give you. So you may fancy doing that. But if you feel like joining, click that join button. There's 2 fantastic videos already up for the exclusive members videos. The first one was one with me, Matt Herrera and Sam Homewood. A real throwback and a real classic that was never able to be released. And another one was not a behind the scenes, but like a match day vlog, a throwback match day vlog, with me speaking about it after the fact of the Man City game where we won 4-3 with some exclusive footage that I took from the game, some great videos involved in that. And I'm sure the members will tell you I was particularly proud of that video and I really liked how it came together, and a lot of them enjoyed it as well. So if you fancy checking out that exclusive content, joining the Discord, doing all that good stuff, then get hitting that join button right now. And Dubsy, Dubsy, thank you very much, bro, for your super chat. It simply says, my boy Adam, I appreciate that very much, mate. Thank you very much for getting involved, and thank you for your continued support, Dubsy, on the channel. And everybody else that's getting involved today. I've seen so many, 94J, Reedy, Zio, Jay, Ali Abdul, Chris Green in there as well, P Savage, Mighty Bolt, Vishal, Tumbi, Zahid, Ross Murphy, Musab, Rashid, Vincent, Vishal, Ali Munir, Musab, Danny. When you're doing another McKola and Arsenal Uncensored, not too sure, but we'll do one very, very soon. 83 players have been linked to United. It's bad press, just get on with it, says Steve Hurst. Yeah, but in those 83, you'll see that there's some reliable sources and some reliable stories in that 83. When you're looking at Jadon Sancho, it's coming from reliable places. When you look at Jack Grealish, it's coming from reliable places. Now, that doesn't mean we're definitely going to sign these guys. It doesn't mean that at all. But what it does mean is that there's something in it. There's a possibility in it. And fingers crossed, Man United can get those deals done. I want Sancho. I want Grealish at Manchester United. I reckon we'll only get one of them, but I would love it. Just love it. Like Keegan, if we manage to get both of them. Just want to finish above Chelsea, says Killian. Do you think we can win a title next season if we buy Sancho, Ndidi and Koulibaly, said Rupesh. If we bought those 3 players, yeah, we'd be in a very good shout. We'd have filled all the positions in our squad that are a little bit weak at this moment in time, or maybe need a little bit more filling in there. But yes, we possibly could. I think with the right couple of signings in the next year or 2, we should be challenging for the league. Whether we win it or not is another story. Paul B says, don't forget that 100-member challenge. Apparently, the members in the Discord want to set me a challenge for when we hit 100 members. Looks like we might have to do it. I'll jump in the Discord later and see what them lot are saying. Is the podcast with Harrison still a thing? The podcast to nowhere. The pod to nowhere. It is still a thing. It's taken a backseat. Me and Steve are in regular contact, and we're just sorting some stuff out at the moment. So don't think, me and Steve have just stopped working together or anything like that. We haven't. We will continue working together in the future. We're just in the middle of sorting something out. So it's going to be great, but just relax a little bit. And we will be back very, very soon. I may try and get him back for a pod to nowhere on Sunday, though. Seeing as there's a game this weekend and we need to do all that good stuff. My predictions, 3-1 United. Ross says 3-1 United. My prediction for tomorrow is a 2-1 United win, as Chris said, because he's watched the preview. And if you want to hear more of our thoughts on the preview, then go and check that out right now. And we have our 91st member is Killian Core. Thank you very much, Killian. I hope I've said your name right. I think I've said your name right because I've met someone called Killian in the past. But thank you very much for joining, mate. I really appreciate it. Glenn says, it says on my Discord site we are only on 65. That's because not all of the members have joined the Discord. Some of them may not want to join the Discord. So of the 90 members that have joined, or 91 now thanks to Killian, only 65 of them have joined the Discord, which is a good percentage to be fair. But like I say, not all of them have joined. On my YouTube side of things, where I can see the analytics and that, I can see it. So we're getting loads of previews in at the moment. We got 9 more to go. And Killian, thank you very much again. Ali says 2-1. Jason says 2-0. Vishal says 1-1. Morton says 2-0. 3-1 says Chris. Howson said FTD is going to be back and better than ever. Has Howson said that? Probably without me. You see these cards? They're right here. We're going to sit, bro. Just wait. Shit's gonna go mad, Dar. Just believe it. Views on Angel Gomez, Lakesh. Look, Ollie said today we've offered him a deal. Hopefully he takes it. If not, all the best. He feels like it's close, but if not, all the best. And he reiterated that twice. And you get the feelings to take it or leave it to Angel Gomez. I really want him to stay at Manchester United, fight for a spot in that first team, maybe back up to Bruno Fernandes. You know, be rotating in and out with those players in the squad. I want Angel Gomez to stay at Manchester United, but I feel like Ollie at the moment, if you don't want to be at Manchester United, don't be here. Please leave. Please see yourself out. We only want players that really want to be here, really want to be fighting for this shirt and fighting for the club and pushing us in the right direction. And that's what Ollie has built at the moment at Manchester United. That real desire to play for the shirt, to battle, to win and move forward. And we are doing that as a club. 4-2 says Craig Hines. 1-1 Louis Jose as his boss. 2-1 says Andrew. Mighty Bolt says 2-0. Vish says 3-0. You don't have to thank me, Glenn. Vishal 1-1 is going to be a 1-1 draw. I wouldn't be totally against a 1-0 draw, to be honest with you. We've had a good run. We're on a good run. And, you know, if we can keep that momentum going with a draw, then happy days. I kind of think, like, form does go out of the window. But if you win your first game back, you pick up all that momentum that you had. If you lose, that momentum's gone. But if you can win, you can pick it up. But I do think most of the teams start on an even keel as we head into this. Being here and watching FTD for years now, says Kidder. It feels, we've been doing it for 8 years, you know, I've been doing this. I know we was one of the, when I started doing it, yeah, there was Redmen TV, who were the first fan channel. There was Arsenal Fan TV. And then we were doing our thing. We were like, nobody else was about. Even when you look on Full Time Devils, the faces that have changed. The only one that's still active now that was on Full Time Devils with me at the start was Jay. Sam Homewood's obviously gone to MUTV. Once you're with MUTV, it's a great job for him, and he was always destined for those kind of things. But doing fan channels and MUTV is completely different. But yeah, man, like when you look at it, there's not that many people about that were about to start 8 years in the game, you know. It's my longest time I've done anything as well. Most of my jobs, I get sacked 6 months in. And I think it's just, it feels like for this job, yeah, it's not even a job. You know what I mean? It feels like I prepared for this all my life. Ever since I was at primary school, like, I was just known as that kid that just obsesses about Manchester United and football and has his hair like David Beckham and takes free kicks thinking he's David Beckham and runs around like a madman. Oh, Adam, why are you always turning things to Man United? Or why are you always talking about football? Or we'd have a discussion about football and I'd bring United into it. Like, I am that guy. Everybody has known me about that guy for years. And like, I did a law degree thinking I was about law. And I obviously wasn't about law because my heart weren't in it. And this is something that my heart can't fall out of because it's speaking to people that love things that I love. It's talking about something that I love, even if it's anger or hate, or not hate because I don't hate United, but anger or pain or, you know, joy or despair. Like, it's just amazing. So I got to thank all of you lot for enabling me to be able to do this, because without you lot being involved, without you lot watching over the last 8 years, I don't get to play at Old Trafford, score a goal on the pitch at Old Trafford. I don't get to interview some of my heroes, Brian Robson, Eric Cantona, Andy Cole, Rio Ferdinand. I don't get to do those things. I don't get to go to South Africa with Ryan Giggs for 3 days and be staying in the same hotel with Giggs, having breakfast. Bruv, like, I've done some things that are just incredible. And even when you look at the short career that I had with, in the boxing and with JD, I say short career. I'm going to come back in the boxing scene because I can do things on my own. I don't need other people to push me up. We can make these platforms bang ourselves. But when I had that with JD and I was working with Anthony Joshua and I was going around the world with that, and that was because of you lot. That was because of you lot. So I've got to appreciate every single one of you for giving us these opportunities and giving us these platforms and helping us grow. Yes, obviously we've got to work hard. Yes, we've got to keep consistent and sane and keep putting things out and keep upping the levels. But without you lot, we're nothing. And don't ever let anyone tell you that otherwise, because it's the truth. And that's why I say to people as well, like you see people sometimes online moaning about things. This guy or that guy or these lot are always doing. But then you're tuning into them. If you don't like them, don't tune into them. That's how you kill something. And that's why I always preach, like, if you don't like me, don't watch me. I don't want to get people that are watching me to laugh at me or all that stuff, like losing your head, things like that. I don't mind having a laugh, but I don't want to be the butt of all jokes. Or I don't want to lose my head just for views, or I don't want to do things like that. I want to be myself. Be yourself, and good things will come. Don't force it just for everyone else. You know what I mean? So I appreciate every one of you, man. Veda, I don't, mate. I don't. Miz, sorry, bro. We will keep that going. AdamMcKola is squealing like a girl. Car. I'll be back, brother. I've been there from the start. I'll be there to the end. There is no FTD without me, trust me. We'll be back. We'll be back. What you reckon, Adam? Will Ollie go with 4 or 5 at the back? I think 4, but 5 or 3, and wouldn't surprise me. Who cut all the players' hairs? But I don't know, man. I texted my barber yesterday, and I said, "Where are you at? Where are you at? I need a trim." And he was like, "The shop's not allowed to open until." What did you say? Shop's not allowed to open until 4th of July. I can't go 3 weeks like this, man. I'm gonna have to cut it myself again. But yeah, what's going on? Any more questions? Anything you want me to talk about? I'm sure, yeah. I missed a super chat. I did. Bryce, thank you very much for your super chat. He says 3-1 to United with Marshall, Bruno and Shaw scoring. Marshall, Bruno and Shaw, Luke Shaw's going to score. Ibrahim Fofana with a super chat as well. Thank you very much, Ibrahim. He says, thoughts on Chiesa and Lucas Ocampos for Sancho. Tonali is a cheap carrot, like deep line playmaker. CDM that could allow Pogba and Bruno to play. Keep up the good work and thanks for the content. Fernando Chiesa is someone that I've been interested in. Obviously, we've been linked with him quite a lot, and Fiorentina are in a position where they might have to sell a few players. I've always liked the Viola since Gabby Batistuta days and Nintendo on the shirts and all that. I used to love that shit. But yeah, as for Fernando Chiesa, he wouldn't surprise me if he was one of those alternatives, but it doesn't seem like a real possibility. I imagine him staying in Italy. There's been a lot of links with him to Juventus as well, and it wouldn't surprise me if Juventus kind of raided the Italian teams around them in order to keep their prices down this season, because they're in a position where they haven't got much money to spend. They're probably going to have to sell a few to bring in some money, or release a few to get more wages in to be able to spend. So, because there's talk about Aaron Ramsey and that going, he's on some ridiculous wages there, isn't he? As for Lucas Ocampos, I know a little bit less about him. I've seen a little less of him. Tonali, very good midfielder. But I want a really robust midfielder. I feel like, we've got those playmakers, we have them. We have people to make those passes. We don't have someone to really break up play. And that's what we need. I'm 6'3", Dara, or 6'2", in between 6'2", 6'3". Federico, what did I say? Fernando or Federico? Oh, sorry, man. Is that a little bit? No. Adam to save Soccer AM. I don't think there's any saving Soccer AM, to be honest with you. Not even Big G could save Soccer AM. And he's the greatest goalkeeper on YouTube. I love Big G, man. Yo, guys, thank you very much for tuning into AdamMcKola TV. We've been rambling on a little bit longer today, but I appreciate Killian for joining. I appreciate every other member that's already joined as well. We are now at 91 members, 9 away from 100. Can we do that by the end of the month? I'm sure I can with your help. Thank you to Dubsy. Thank you to Ibrahim. Thank you to Bryce. Thanks to everybody that's got their super chats in today as well. Appreciate you guys, absolute legends. If I've forgotten your names, if I haven't read your name out, if I haven't read your comments out or anything, I apologize. I'm only human, and you guys are absolute legends that keep commenting and all that good stuff. So I missed some, but keep it locked. We got the Weekly United later. If you are a member, head over to Discord. You can get your topics or stories in that you want me to include into the Weekly United, and we'll get the Weekly United out for around 6 o'clock this evening in UK time, that is. So make sure you're joining us for that. Make sure you like and comment and share and subscribing. For now, I have been AdamMcKola. You lot have been legends. I'm out of here.